right, well, I hope you enjoyed your online practice for radial symmetry and making kind of experimenting with mandalas. Now we're going to draw one on paper and we're going to do a tutorial together of how to do that and how to start that. Remember, this is just a practice, okay? This is not supposed to be perfect. This is a practice for you. So don't worry if it's not exactly straight or whatever. You can go back and fix it later. Make sure you have your pencil, your eraser, and your 3 circle tracers. All right, so we're going to start with our circle tracer, making sure that you have at least 3 different sizes from large to small. If you want to do more, that's fine too. It just means that your mandala is going to be more detailed, which is awesome. All right, always start with the largest circle, okay? And I'll show you why in a minute. But make sure that it is nice and straight when you trace around the circle. Okay, so there we have our largest circle. And then we're going to put our next size in the center and make sure that it's straight on all sides. Because we did the smaller one next and the largest one first, we can see where that first circle is drawn, so we can make sure that it's nice and centered. If you did it reversed and you drew the small one first and you went to go draw the big one, you'd have no idea where to put that circle to make it even. So here we go. We're going to draw this. As I'm drawing this, I notice that there is a circle inside of this tape too, which is going to save me some time because I don't even have to move or replace or readjust the measurements. I can just draw on the inside. So there it is. I have my 3 circles drawn. I didn't need my smallest one after all. Remember, you can pause this video at any time if you need to stop and draw and catch up, okay? All right, so we're moving on. We're going to take our straight edge. Remember that you do not have to have a ruler as a straight edge. You can use the side of a paper. You can use the side of a pencil. You can use whatever straight around you that you have. All right, find the center of your circle. And we are going to draw a line down the center and then a line down the center the other way, okay? Dividing our circle into 4 different sections. These sections are identical, and remember, radial symmetry is what we're striving for. So whatever you do to one section, you need to do to all 4 sections, okay? Remember, symmetry means same, so that means that they need to be equal and same on all the parts. All right, so I'm going to start drawing a design. And I think I'm gonna put a heart right here, okay? And then remember, whatever I do to this, I'm gonna have to do to all the other sections as well. So I'm gonna put a heart here, and a heart here, okay? Now they're all equal and symmetrical on all sides. Then I might add like little flower petals or bumps or rainbows or whatever you want to call them. This shape right here, this little doodle, and I did it to that one section, so I'm going to make sure that all 4 sections are symmetrical and equal and have that same pattern in the same place and in the same size. Okay, so you just keep going and filling in your circle, and you add lots of details all the way around. I did one earlier that looks like this, okay, where I kind of finished and filled in a bunch of different doodles and a bunch of different patterns, but I made sure whatever one had, it was in the same place on all 4 sides. My advice to you, because this needs to be so detailed, is that you don't do it all in one setting, that you break it up and do a little bit at a time. So when you're sitting there watching a TV show, you can grab your sketchbook, start doing, you know, little designs, and then when you're done, put it away, come back to it another day and start drawing some more designs. That way it breaks it up and it's not as, it doesn't take as much it takes as long, but it's broken up, so it doesn't, you can do a better job. Anyway, so also make sure that when you color, you are coloring symmetrically as well. So if I color this heart blue, then all 4 hearts need to be blue. If I color this flower pink and this one yellow, then pink and yellow needs to be all the way around. Colors also need to be the same in all 4 sections. All right, so that is drawing. We have other options that you can do. You don't necessarily have to draw. You can do collage. And if you don't know what collage is, let me show you. Collage is where you take a piece of paper and you glue stuff to it to create an artwork. Okay, so you can create a mandala on paper using other paper or materials or whatever to glue down. Wow, I started that as I drew the same lines. Okay, if you notice, there's not a circle because I'm going to do that with the paper. But I did make my 4 equal sections because I want to keep it symmetrical, and whatever I put in one section, I want to put in the others. So what I did is I just took a piece of paper and I folded it in half, folded it in half again, kind of like those little snowflakes you used to make in younger grades, and just take your scissors and just start cutting shapes out of it. So you can cut triangles, you can cut strips, you can cut circles, or this kind of shape. However you want to do it, you just keep cutting shapes. And then you have a bunch of shapes to choose from. I have my shapes over here. And just like with drawing, you want to make sure whatever you do to one section, you're going to do to the other. So if I start with a triangle here, I want to put a triangle in every section, okay, in the same spot and in the same orientation or direction. So I have that. You know, with collage, it's really fun because you can overlap stuff. So because I did that to one, I need to make sure that I'm adding that to every triangle and they're all going the same direction. Also the fun thing about collage is you don't have to have it flat. It can be 3D. So I can add maybe some little pop-up papers. If you can see that, they kind of pop up right there. And I can add those to each section too, just taking and folding it. All right, so that's another way that you can do a mandala, is by collage and just adding lots of details. When you're finished adding everything that you want to add, then you take some glue and make sure that it's secure to the base so that it doesn't fall apart. But the neat thing is that you can rearrange and keep going, and if you don't like something, you can change it and you can say, oh, you know what, I don't really like that there. I think I'm going to make them further apart like that, and add something in the middle. So you can play with it like that, okay? And the last thing that I'm going to show you is that you can use, we talked about drawing, we talked about collage, and then we can also do sculpture. So you can take things around your house, art supplies, you can take nature supplies, like go outside and find some leaves and rocks and various things like that. You can get some of your clothes or toys or books, and you can take a bunch of different things and you can also create a mandala. So it's the same concept. You're just going to create a circular pattern, and whatever you do to one section, you need to make sure you do to all sections. This one's not going to work because these are flat and that's not. So see, that's something we came across together. All right, and then you can just keep adding stuff, and it can be as big as you want, with lots of different items. Just make sure that you make it the same on both sides. So I can't wait to see your projects. You can choose drawing, painting, sculpture, or collage, whichever one you choose. I can't wait to see it. Bye guys.